Good morning. We are going to be cutting over that way today, and it was not foggy until about 10 minutes ago. A little bit of fog rolled in, so probably be an after lunch start, but we're going to wash the turbo whatever and put it away, Turbo Max. Put it away. We're going to unhook my tractor from the ripper and hook it up to my brother's tractor. He's going to go across town and start ripping. I'm going to wash the spinner, put it away. Yeah, we got Bullwinkle here today, so he's going to be hauling for me. My brother, he's going to start ripping. He's going to use his tractor. I don't want him driving my tractor. He'll be all in my computer and everything. So he's going to drive his own tractor. So we're going to clean that up, put it away, and then I'll probably wash my tractor off because it is muddy from ripping. Why it can't do anything. And then probably go get the combine, bring it up here, put fuel in it, and go over it, check it over and everything, make sure everything's right. And hopefully by that time we can start knocking out some beans. We got 100 acres on the farm beside us. I'd like to try to get most of that done today. I hope that the wind picks up. We get a little bit of a breeze, but knowing our luck, probably not. So it'll be an after lunch start. So anyway, I wear all these John Deere hoodies that I buy because John Deere doesn't give us any when we buy something, and the ones they do have are shitty. So I'm getting ready to order like 5 or 6 new ones, John Deere, that I'm going to pay for with some cool designs. So whenever they come in, I'll show you what they look like to all the John Deere fans. But I'm definitely getting Greg told me I'm definitely getting a new Huber hoodie, and I can't wait to see that with the new 715 Stagger on it pulling the drill. And yeah, hopefully you like it and you all go buy some of them. I don't have anything to do with it. I think it's just cool that they sold 14 of the other hoodies since I put them on here. So that's pretty neat. So now all Hubers needs to do is let me demo some equipment. Maybe they could sell some of that. Or John Deere let me demo something. I see that Millennial Farmer, I looked at his new video today, and now all of a sudden he's promoting Factor meals like Brian Brown is. It's asking for tips, promoting, doing Factor, AG1. These boys they're getting paid, they're living it up. I fast forward through all that shit though. I cannot stand when them things come on. So I'd rather see you demo equipment than try to sell me a green drink. Just my thoughts. So we got back to cutting. We moved to a different farm. These are Seek and Salton 4.6 bean. And first load, yeah, they're a little wet. They always are the first bend. They'll dry down, but they are doing very well for a after wheat bean. It was well up in the hundreds when I first got in here and couldn't get the camera up in time, but I'm still pretty tickled with that. I mean, you can't be complaining about that right there. There'll be 12, 13 here next bend. But whole farm of them too, so they're going to yield exceptional. I mean, they're doing really well, I feel like they are. See what the average when I get down here to the end of the field. Averaging 72 right now. It should continue to go up. These are very long fields, and it's running there 90, 100 bushels all the way down. And they're drying out, so got a couple little yellow leaves in here, but it seems like it doesn't affect it. But they're steady doing good. All the beans so far this year, doesn't matter if they're wheat or early, have been just excellent beans. Corn was good, everything's good. So very happy, very happy. That backfield, that sandhill won't be very good. The rest of the field over is really good, but there's a sandhill, right? You can see it. That's what we talk about when we say sandhills, and it runs out to right about here, and then the beans will pick up pretty good. Plus deer. This farm is probably 2 miles in length from the start of the road to the back of the road. So, and that's nothing but timber all the way. Actually, that's timber for several miles back to the farm where I first cut the Agrigold beans at, is directly behind us, but it's just straight up timber all the way back. So the deer, that backfield right there, if you can see it, see the sandhill, that backfield is a deer's best friend right there, and that's the sandy. The rest of it's good, but that backfield right there, that's where all the guys hunt at, and there's deer back there like you wouldn't believe. So, and it goes, this farm goes way up to them chicken houses, way up there. But this is a Saturday. Like I said, we got Boy go home. My brother, he's over across town. I did get the Turbo Max washed, put it away, and I think a Turbo Max is worse washing than a combine is, because you get so much dirt up on them when you're using them. It took me forever to get that thing clean. I still didn't get it perfect, but I got it pretty good. Got the spinner unhooked, put away. We got the mower, the wing mower hooked back up to cut around the filter strips. My brother, he took his tractor across town. We got his hooked up to the ripper. He's across town ripping some bottom ground that was real hard that I showed you in the one video when I was over there cutting. So he's doing that today. So yeah, we got everybody kind of spread out doing everything today, and that's what today is, cutting good beans. So everything's in the cream. Gonna go as long as I can today. Seems like the first load always takes the longest to get the fields open and everything. Once you get them open, you run these. Like I said, these are, I don't know, half-mile rounds, if not longer. So once you get the field open, you can just roll through this. And this is the last bin I got to put on them. I just did get the field open. And Miss Eastern Shore Farmer, she went up to Lancaster today to do shopping at the Amish in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. She said that's what she wanted to do. So I told her I was going to be cutting beans all day. So she went to go spend a ton of money on them, sure. But as long as she's happy, I'm happy. So got the beard. I'm going to get this beard thick, boy. She don't like it very much. She wants me to trim it up, but I'm my own man, so I'm not doing it. So get this hair long, get this mohawk little piece right here. This is what happened. I used to have hair here until I met her, and then she caused it all to go, and then look at all this gray. Oh my God. So, but it is what it is. All right, let's see. This is why I need a green card, so I have to drive all the way back up here when I get full. But so the field is averaging 74 so far. So that's not too shabby. Not for wheat beans anyway. Watching Trippy Farmer, even though I hate watching him. There was nothing else on, so I watched him. Their early beans were yielding, I think they were averaging 78 in fields out there. 76, 78, so I can get wheat beans here in Maryland, and he's in Illinois in the best, supposedly he's always bragging because he's in the best soil there is in America. So, he did 78 bushels to the acre, was their average for early beans. I'm doing 74 bushels to the acre in Maryland on wheat beans. Come on now. Tell you, I am really impressed with these Seed Consultant 4.6 beans. I don't know the whole number of them. I can't remember off the top of my head. They're 4.6 Seed Consultant, 91, 97. Spot where the baler didn't really pick up a lot of straw, as you can see, so, but they're still doing good. Damn good. I had to find a number. Anyway, with Miss Eastern Shore Farmer called me, interrupted me in my video making process. I'll find out what the number of these are and I will let you know. I got them wrote down. Now, these beans are after wheat. This is the first year that we tried these Seed Consultant beans. Lindy Smith, if you want to get up with her, she is in Somerset County, Maryland, and I think it's Shore Seed is what the name of her company is. You have to look it up. I got her phone number, but not right on top of my head. But her corn, the corn is amazing, and the soybeans so far that we planted from them are just blowing everything away. It's just crazy. Yield. Now, we've had good soybeans everywhere, so it's, you know, it's hard to say it's been a good year, but these soybeans are really good. I mean, really, really good. So I'll get the number. I know there are 4.6 bean enlist. They're an enlist bean 4.6 Seed Consultant, but they, after wheat, they're probably going to average around 80 at the end of this field. Right now they're at 75, and the reason why they're that way is because of opening up the field, starting, stopping, like I said before. But it's just steady climbing now, so they'll probably be 80 plus by the time we get to the end of this field, and that's after wheat. Normally your wheat beans are 45, 50. This year we've been cutting 80 bushel average wheat beans. So, but this year we actually tried a bunch of different varieties. So, you know, it's good to explore because you never know what's out there if you stick with one brand. And we've tried a bunch of different things this year, and it's paying off. Plus we had rain. Rain always helps. But even when we have rain, normally we're not this good in wheat beans, but the wheat beans are right there, if not better than our early beans. It's crazy. So, I don't know. Can't stress enough about this thing right here. You can get them as shoot. You can get them for case, gleaner, deer, New Holland. I was watching Larson Farms, and the whole front of their combine, them and Millennial Farmer, just full of corn shucks and all that. I mean, I guess they never blow their combines off. We blow ours off all the time. But this keeps, look at that. It just falls right back in there. The beans pop up, they fall right back in. Corn, everything. The husk, you know, the bean, whatever you want to call it. It just goes back in. And the throat is perfectly clean underneath of that. You might have a little bit of dust, but I don't know why more people don't invest in them things, because the front of that combine gets totally just full without them there, and I don't know, it's just a nightmare to clean out all the time. But this right here, it's magnetized. You just pull it up when you unhook, and you just slap it back down when you hook back up. Really convenient, really good. Like these beans right here, really good. Like I say, I'm not bragging on the yield we're blessed this year. I'm just showing you what this brand of beans is capable of after wheat. This was all wheat. So this is what they're doing after wheat, and that's unheard of. I seen Chad Henderson from Extreme Ag talk about, you know, they're used to 40, 50 bushel beans. Why can't they push their wheat beans, you know, from 40 to 50 up to 80 to 90? Well, here you go, Chad. See, that's a little bit weaker part of the field, and they're still in the 70s, so still doing good. And it's bringing them here. It is bringing them in there too. These are really long passes too, and it just brings them in. See what the field average is when I get down here to the end. What it's averaging so far. It's averaging 76 so far. Pretty damn good. I got to get Mr. Ben in the video. He is over there on his 7720 cutting. See him? He's rolling her. He's been rolling her all day. Getting some loads out. Ain't some good beans. They look good. They look good, so I got one little swipe here on the long stuff, then I gotta go over to the short stuff. Well, I say short stuff. Still long rows, they're just not as long as these are. But we're watching you, Ben. Morning. It is a Sunday. No fog, which is great. I am going over, I think it's 7 o'clock. Seems like it's going to be a 85-degree day. It's already warm. Most time you're layered up, and then you got to take all the layers back off. Not this morning though. It's supposed to be like 85 today, and then I think 85 tomorrow, and then all of a sudden it's going to drop down to like very cold. So I'm going over to grease the combine, blow it off. I got one more load left to pick at this farm, and it will be done. Got quite a bit out yesterday. The beans ran very well. I think the fields were averaging right around 76, 77 bushels is what the field averages were doing. So that's really good for wheat beans. I mean, that's good for any beans, but wheat beans especially. They are a C consultant 4.6 what we're cutting. So I get the combine ready. I won't cut till later, but that way if I get all covered up and nasty, I can go home and get a shower. I should have done it last night, but it was dark by the time I got done, so I didn't do it. So get this done and then move across the street. I think there's 120 acres there. Start knocking some of that out, hopefully. They are the same kind of beans, so I'm expecting good yields out of them also. And it's good ground, so we'll see. The sun is just starting to come up, and this is a Sunday fun day. That's what it is. Got my Claritin D in already because I know daggone well with all this dust. This soybean dust is brutal. I mean, brutal, I'm telling you. U.S. government don't even have to make the COVID virus to kill Americans. All they got to do is just drop some soybean dust out of air, and that would be the way to do it. So, see you in a minute. All right, she is blown off, greased up. I hit some grease fittings the other day, and then I hit a couple more today. I did tighten my tailings chain up quite a bit. It had come a little bit loose again. Just so much trash going through here. I mean, this combine was covered up. I don't know if you can see it all over the ground. It was just covered up with this. The gold beans definitely yield better, but man, they really trashed this combine up majorly. Dirty, dirty, dirty. So I got everything greased, blown off. I even checked my draper belts, make sure they were adjusted right. And it's easier if you got the auger out. You can blow all behind the motor a lot easier with the auger out. And then you can also grease the rotor grease fitting that's up there with the auger out. It makes a world of difference of getting in there. So I leave it out when I know that I want to blow it off or what I got to do. Because when it's in the cradle, it covers that whole side of the motor up and you can't get to it and you can't get to that grease fitting. So I always put it out. That way I can get all in there and try to keep all that blown out so we don't have fires. It does build up there. It's amazing how this, you know, all this stuff goes out the back, but it finds ways to get in all these little nooks and crannies. And then, you know, the engine's so hot when she runs all day, and then it's going to be 85 today. And, you know, when you're running 100 bushel beans through a 35-foot draper and she's bringing it in there at 4 miles an hour, I mean, that's a lot. It puts a load on her. That's a lot going through this girl. So we'll see how the day goes. The sun's trying to come out, but it's a little cloudy, so it'll probably be lunchtime again before we get rolling. I don't have to do, but I got all this done yesterday in this great big field. So I got the back field to do. There's probably 20 acres left, something like that. 25 acres left is what I have to do. And if I got time, Mr. Ben, his combine caught on fire like 2 or 3 times. And he don't have maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He might have 6 swipes left for our header. So if I get this done and got time, if he isn't out there rolling again, he thinks it's where static electricity. He was going to put we have a cable underneath ours that drags the ground somewhere. It used to be there. I don't know if it's still there or not, but it's always been there. Where is she at? There it is right there. If you could see it. We put that on because we couldn't figure out where all the fires were coming from that we had, because no bearings, nothing was messed up. It was just catching on fire. So we put that on there, seeing help. So he's going to put one on his today because they can't find any reason for the fire starting either. So they're going to put one on theirs today, and then he's going to try it again. But if it catches on fire again, it don't like he's maybe got 10 acres, 10, 12 acres left. I'm going to go over there. I can just buzz right across our field, our properties adjoin, and hurry up and punch that out for him, be done with that, and then I'll start on the big farm across the road. So, but yeah, fires, I think that there's more fires in bean than I do anything else. Just this bean dust is just horrible. I mean, it is horrible. So it's hard on equipment. It sticks to everything. It's hard on your allergies. Oh my God, I can do everything else, but bean dust, if I don't have Sclerogen in me, it makes me feel horrible. So I'm gonna patch this girl back up, shut her up, and then my brother lost a tire, one of the gauge tires on the Ripper. I'm probably gonna go across town and pull that off. And I know the tires got to be laying out there somewhere. It probably just came off, I don't know. And bring it back up here to the shop, see if we can't get it back on and get him rolling again. So he wanted to go see his girlfriend so bad, he probably went out there and pulled the tire off. We know how you are, Alex, when you're in love. So, all right. You'll see me later cutting. That looks like a pretty good sample to me. I had a guy on YouTube that says all he sees is pods, but that looks like pretty good beans to me. I got a couple little shellings in there, but not much. But you know, anytime you're cutting anything, the pods and everything are going to fall to like the window here. I mean, look at that. That's soybeans. Same way in a grain bin. Actually, Doug Larson explained it on one of his videos the other week I was watching, and you know, in a grain bin, when you're dumping the beans in there, the pods tend to go to the edge and then they get stuck on the walls. So when you got pods, I mean, you can't adjust it up so clean that you don't have anything in here, because then you're losing something. You're either grinding it, or you're losing, you're doing something. So yes, it's going to have some pods, but that's soybeans right there. Now when the window gets full, you're going to see some pods, because it pushes all the light pods to the window that are in the tank. So I farm the way I farm. I don't tell anybody else to farm the way they want. If you don't have any pods in your combine, good for you. I got pods, and when we're cutting corn, I get a little bit of cob in there. I try to adjust it up the best I can, but I'm not going to lose corn. So I do have a little bit of cob in here. That's just how life is. If you got your combine so perfect that you don't have a single drop of anything in there, I feel like you're either grinding it or you're blowing it out the back. So it's going to have a little bit, but that's soybeans right there. Yes, the window's dirty, but you can see the soybeans. So happy Sunday, everybody, and farm hard. That's soybeans right there. You see a couple pods here and there, but they're soybeans. Just how it is. Doesn't matter if you got New Holland, Case, whatever it is, you can only do so good. This field right here in yield, but I think it's averaging 36 or something. This is a big sand field. You can see all the sand. You're just on a big sand hill, then it goes down to good ground. This is a deer field. You can see the beans are thin. They're good in some spots. You get down there in the bottom, you can see where they get better. But this is just a deer field back here. They just eat this field up, and it's sandy as shit. I mean, it only does what it does. But it's part of the farm, so you got to do it. This field right here needs nothing but direct injection of chicken liquid back here every crop. But the state of Maryland won't let you do it every crop. So that's what it needs to build it up, but you ain't allowed to do it. The government don't let you build your soil up, because somehow this field way back here that's sandy pollutes the bay. That's what they say. Farmers pollute the bay. It ain't all the golf courses and the $1 million homes that take tons of nitrogen right on the edge of the Potomac River in the Chesapeake Bay. It's farmers way out here in the middle of nowhere that are causing it, because they're a bunch of idiots in Washington, D.C. But soybeans. I got moved to a big field. I'm kind of excited about this one. These beans look really good. Really, really, really good. And they're actually showing how good they are. These are more of the Sea Consultant 4.6s, and they are dry. Super dry. It's a big field too, long rows, so we'll see what she does. That's a big sand hill right here. Let's see when we go over it. We'll drop over the other side. The other side. Looks good. All looks good. Be in this field for a while. Hopefully we get a bunch of loads out of here. See how it dips down on the sand hill. Not much, still running good beans.